Hey guys, we are going to be working on this paper. Now today we're going to switch things up and we are going to use the 8th grade reference chart. Okay, so to start this, the main difference here is their surface area. I don't even want you to focus on these formulas. We're going to do surface area the way we know, which is find the area of each of the faces. Volume, if you look here, the only difference is it says prism or cylinder, big BH. Big B meaning area of the base. Pyramid or cone, same thing, 1/3, big BH. The ones that come to a point, you use 1/3, okay? So this says find the volume and the surface area of the triangular prism. So first of all, hopefully we remember that it actually is giving this, but hopefully we know that this is a triangular prism because it is mostly rectangles, okay? It doesn't come to a point. If it came to a point, we would know this would be a pyramid. This is a prism, and we look at any shape that's not a rectangle, which in this case, we see a triangle. So remember, our basic prism is like a shoebox. If you see anything else that's not a rectangular prism, you name it by the shape of the base, which is not what it is sitting on, okay? So we're going to do, let's do surface area first, okay? So remember we've talked about making nets, okay? So we have lateral and total. Lateral means, remember, it's like the label on the soup can is lateral. We don't count the top and the bottom. So we like to draw out our base. Okay, so this is 4, 3, and 5. Call it a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. And then remember we would have a rectangle coming off of each, but that's not normally the way we see it. We normally see 3 rectangles this way, okay? We're going to make this one wider because it's bigger than 4. Okay, so remember these two fold together, so this is 5. These two fold together, so this is 3. And then we have the base right there, okay? 2 congruent bases. Now, the only thing I don't know is the number connecting the triangles, and that is 8. This is the prism height, okay? This one right here is the prism height. So, however you want to do this, but normally I like to do just area of each face. Rectangle is A equals BH, right? So, base times height. 5 times 8, 40. Officially 40 centimeters squared. 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Officially centimeters squared. And then this one is 3 times 8, which is 24. Okay? So I know this is going to look funny to y'all, but it makes sense to me here. So for the lateral surface area, we add 40 plus 32 plus 24, okay? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 96. So 96 centimeters squared is the lateral surface area, okay? Now to find the total surface area, we just need to add on the area of my triangle. So area of a triangle, half BH, half, and then we're going to have to use 4 and 3. We cannot use 5 because that's not where the right angle is. So it doesn't matter. I can put 4, 3, 3, 4. It does not matter. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So this one is 6. And this one is 6. So most of you know, in order to find our total, we're going to do 96 plus 6 plus 6, which is 12, and that equals 108 centimeters squared. Okay? Guys, this is a really good skill to have, to be able to see 3D shapes and open them up. Okay? Very, very good skill to have. Okay, so now we're going to do volume of the prism. So again, prism, that's surface area. I don't want surface area. Volume, V equals big BH. So I'm going to go down to where it says volume. Actually, it's right here. V equals big BH. And remember, we do the 5V method. Okay? And remember that we have two H's. This is the prism height because it connects the two triangles. Okay? So, from right here, the first B is, what's the shape of the base? Well, we already know that, right? We've already talked about that. It's a triangle. And this is exactly how Ms. Patterson will teach this next year. And then we also need the H. And again, I'm going to put the pink H because that is the prism height. And you're going to see why I do that. Formula for area of a triangle, I just did it. Half BH H. Okay? So in here should only be the numbers for the triangle. Half, my triangle. Most of you are going to put 4 and 5. That's incorrect. 4 and 3. This number. Okay? Half 4 times 3. And the prism height we now know is 8. Okay? So your job is, hopefully you remember, just take half, guys. Take half of one of the numbers. Okay? It doesn't matter which one. You can take half of 4, then multiply that by 3, and then times 8. Okay? Put that here, and your units will be centimeters cubed because it's volume. Okay? So let's keep scrolling. And we have similar figures. Okay? I'm going to need some more room for this, I can already tell. Okay? So let me put this on a different sheet. Okay? And we'll put it right here so that we have room. Please feel free, you know, if you're at home, you're already doing this on your own sheet of paper, okay? So guys, what we know is we have similar pictures. And so do you remember when before STAR, we talked about CPS, corresponding proportional sides. So right now we're trying to find the missing side. And in order to do that, we need to set up a proportion, okay? So these are in the form of big to small. So the numbers on the big are 4 and 7.5. Short side, long side, right? Now over here, these are not rotated, so it makes it a lot easier for us. The short side is 3.2. And X matches the long side, okay? So I am going to let you cross multiply this and divide. Remember when you do this, that when you multiply these two, you need to move that decimal 2 times, okay? Watch that, it's very important, okay? So there will be a question about this, so make sure you have this answered, okay? Make sure this question is answered. It's going to be on your assignment for the day, okay? Now, on this one, we need to find X and Y, okay? So let's focus on X first. So notice X is on the big shape, right? And X matches with 5. I can tell this isn't rotated. These two go together, okay? Now, I would love to use this 8, but it goes with Y. And at this point, I need 2 numbers. 15Z, can't do that one, so it has to be this one. Okay? 10 and 4. Okay? So sorry about that. 10 matches with 4, okay? And you're going to cross multiply this. If you do this correct, it will give you 1 decimal answer. Guys, this is so important that you know how to do this, including if the figures are rotated. You still have to match up longest side with longest side. Now, if I want to do y, well, I would do the same thing, big to small, 8 with y, but 8 is on big, y is on small, right? And then I'm going to use the same other numbers, 10 and 4. 10 on big, 4 on small, okay? Cross multiply that, and you will find out the answer for y, okay? Now, here is something new, okay? Cylinders, okay? We have not done cylinders. Cylinders are similar to the formula for volume of a prism. Right down here. Prism or cylinder, big BH, okay? So, we're not going to even at all worry about surface area on this one. I've not taught you that. Don't worry about it. Big BH. Big B meaning area of the base. Well, hopefully you know what the base is of this circle. I'm sorry, of this cylinder. And it is a circle. And you probably know what the height is, right? When it's a cylinder, it seems like it's something that we can figure out a little easier. So now I have to find the area of a circle. Wrong one. Right here. If you go up, area of a circle, pi r squared. Pi r squared. Okay? So I don't put a equals, but I do put pi r squared. Now, h goes outside. Now, next year, you'll be using a calculator for this, but for this year, we're going to estimate pi. Next year, you'll actually use the number that is on the calculator, okay? Now, here's what I need you to catch, guys. This is what I need you to watch when you're doing your map test tomorrow. R, radius. When I look at this, do y'all think the radius is 14? And hopefully you know it's not, because it should be diameter, okay? So the radius is actually 7. It only goes to the center, okay? So 3.14 times 7 squared, and then the height is 10, okay? So 7 squared means 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. And your job is to finish this up. And once you multiply that, guys, you multiply by 10, which basically means you're going to move whatever the decimal is 1 time over at the end. Okay? Now this last one I'm probably not going to have enough time to finish, but I'm going to try. So cone, similar to pyramid, is V equals 1/3 big BH. And if you can tell, look, that number is going to work with the third, just so you know. So 1/3, shape of the base, circle, and then we should know our H, or our altitude or height, okay? 1/3, we just did area of a circle, pi r squared times H, 1/3, 3.14 times, what's the radius, everybody? You know that is the diameter, so the radius just goes to the middle. So the radius is 4. And then the height is 9. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick. That's 16, right? And then 1/3 of 9. 1/3 of 9.